It's Tuesday, September 23rd.
This is not a transition, this is a rupture. This is a sharp change in a short period of time.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is at the 80th General Assembly of the United Nations as U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to address leaders.
Take a stand that we're not going to let the country spiral.
After almost a week of controversy and backlash over his suspension, Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air tonight. Classes finally start today at Dalhousie University, but there is still uncertainty for some students as negotiations with part-time faculty continue at 3 Halifax universities.
Kind of dumb that they're trying to be like everyone else, and instead of sticking to the CFL.
They're trying to make it an American game. They're not. They're trying to make the game actually better.
3 downs and a wider field are sticking around, but there are big changes coming to the CFL. Fans, well, feeling pretty torn. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, everybody. Anne-Marie is in a typhoon, and I'm Lindsey Deluce.
She is. She's in Hong Kong in a
She
typhoon.
legit is.
She is.
My
The first text I had this morning was her sending me the Hong Kong weather official report.
Whoa.
And
Right.
she sent it directly to me, and all she said was me.
Like, imagine.
Yeah.
I know.
I've been following her on the gram, whatever.
Yeah.
And her little kind of reports about like, oh, it's coming, and it's
Great.
obviously the calm before the storm there, or at least it was last night.
But
Pretty
can we
wild.
just say, like, we have really been the advertising agent for travel agents as of late. Just talking about this return to using a travel agent, and she once again is
That's
saying,
right.
like,
There
thank
you go.
goodness
Oh my gosh,
for having
right.
a travel agent, because they did all the rebooking for her, and she didn't have to worry about it, and she just is trying to enjoy what she can of Hong Kong before the storm hits.
Also, as a news person, she's like eating this up too, just
Oh,
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of like the play-by-play.
Yeah, absolutely. Live in the moment. All right.
Anyway,
well-
Teddy, nice to see you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I love when you lie to me. Well, happy Tuesday. Let's turn to some of the top stories we're following here for you this morning. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in New York this morning at the United Nations for the 80th General Assembly. He'll be attending the opening of the high-level general debate before co-hosting an event with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Yesterday, Prime Minister Carney pitched Canada as a reliable trading partner that, quote, has what the world wants. Addressing the Council on Foreign Relations, Carney said Canada has the resources, talent, and ingenuity the world needs in a time of political and economic turbulence. He also addressed Canada's move to officially recognize Palestinian statehood.
Recognizing the state of Palestine, led by the Palestinian Authority, empowers those who seek peaceful coexistence and the end of Hamas. It doesn't legitimize terrorism. And in no way does it compromise Canada's steadfast support for the State of Israel.
3 G7 nations, Canada, Britain, and France, are recognizing the state of Palestine to apply political pressure to end the war in Gaza. More than 145 nations now recognize Palestine in a move that will likely strain relations with Israel. While Prime Minister Carney spoke, Israel's representative at the UN left his seat empty. This could also strain Canada's relations with the United States, the only permanent member of the UN Security Council that has not recognized Palestinian statehood. U.S. President Donald Trump will address the UN General Assembly later today. He's expected to call out American allies, including Canada, for the coordinated international effort in recognizing a Palestinian state. Israel has said recognition rewards Hamas, the group's attack on October 7th, 2023. Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, said today's speech will emphasize, quote, American strength. Well, Jimmy Kimmel Live will be back on the air tonight after public outcry over his suspension.
That campaign that you all launched, pretending that you were going to cancel Hulu, while secretly racing through 4 seasons of Only Murders in the Building, that really worked. Congratulations.
In announcing his return, Disney said it decided to suspend Kimmel last week because some of the comments he made in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder were ill-timed and insensitive. Although Kimmel's suspension is over, his show will still be missing from many screens in the United States. Sinclair, one of the biggest affiliate groups in the U.S., will not be airing Kimmel's show. Instead, it will air news during the time slot. CTV News has learned former Assembly of First Nations National Chief Phil Fontaine has been accused of sexual assault. A lawsuit filed in Manitoba alleges Fontaine sexually assaulted the plaintiff during a high school trip in the 1970s. The suit also alleges Fontaine arranged and led the trip with the Saugeen Education Authority. The authority denies Fontaine was ever an employee and is calling for the suit to be dismissed. Fontaine has yet to file a statement of defense. Shock and sadness after a 15-year-old boy was fatally shot by police in a Longueuil neighborhood.
He grew up here, and to think he was shot at where he grew up is kind of crazy.
Quebec's police watchdog is investigating the fatal shooting of Norin Rizet on Montreal's South Shore. The shooting took place Sunday afternoon after a 911 call about a group of people who were allegedly armed in a public place. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident is being asked to come forward. The community of North Dundas, south of Ottawa, has declared a state of emergency as crews fight an out-of-control forest fire. The fire started on Sunday night. As of yesterday, it had grown to 40 hectares in size. Officials say crews have been able to keep the fire in the forest, and right now there's no plan to call an evacuation. No one has been hurt, and there are no reports of damage. North Dundas declared a state of emergency to better manage resources and respond to the fire. Classes will resume today at Dalhousie University, but thousands of university students in Halifax still face possible class disruptions. That's because part-time faculty at 3 schools remain locked in separate contract disputes. Part-time faculty at St. Mary's University, Mount St. Vincent University, and Dalhousie are in various stages of contract negotiations. Meantime, the university says it will not be offering refunds to students who were out of the classroom due to the strike. It says adjustments have been made to the academic calendar to make up for the 3 weeks lost to the lockout. The student union had been fighting for significant refunds, suggesting students lost about 21% of the total semester. Well, big changes are on the horizon for Canadian football.
Absolutely no percentage of these changes were made because of any type of comparison to the NFL.
Starting in 2027, the CFL will shorten its fields to 100 yards and no more goalpost in the middle of the end zone. That will be moved to the back. One of the most distinct parts of the CFL game, the Rouge will be modified starting next season. The league is also bringing in a 35-second play clock next year. Commissioner Stuart Johnston says the changes are aimed at improving the product and encouraging offense. The CFL Rules Committee will further evaluate during the off-season. Well, from singing to striding, Harry Styles has completed the Berlin Marathon in under 3 hours. The 31-year-old was among the 55,000 runners taking part in the race on what's known as the fastest marathon track in the world. Styles reportedly entered the race under the fictitious name of Sted Sarandos, a play on the name of the CEO of Netflix. He wore a headband and sunglasses as he completed the run.